everyone. For this video, we are going to discuss what should you do and what should you don't do in your working. So from here, we will highlight the concept that you need to perform or the step that you need to perform accurately and the mistake that you should avoid. So first, for this question, number one, in numerical solution, when you are given a nonlinear equation, so make sure the first concept you must apply here is make it to the function, means your equation have to be equals to 0. Then you can denote it to be the function. So this is the first concept we want to see. Then, to show that it has a root in this interval means it by using algebraically, or you can use graphically also can. So most of the time you will choose algebraically method where we're going to substitute lower limit of the interval and the upper limit of the interval. So we want to see you substitute -2 and -1 the concept, and show means you have to come out the conclusion. So when you answer this, we need to highlight here where your answer should be more than 3 significant figures. With together, you have to explain that how you judge your answer. Your answer, because got one positive, one negative, you having positive sign. So here we can say it have at least one root in the interval. So for this point only we can accept your answer. Then for the second part, when Newton-Raphson method come in, so Newton-Raphson method need your differential equation. From here we need to see how you differentiate it and all the differential term is correctly. After that, when you want to start with the Newton-Raphson method, you need the initial value. We will check this initial value must be in the interval of -2 and -1. So beside -1.5, we can accept -1.8, -1.9, but not -2 because -2 here is not included and not equals to -1. So any value in within this -1 and -2. So most of the time we will start with -1.5. And when you start with initial value -1.5, you have to show us the formula of Newton-Raphson method. So this is the concept that we want. Show us your working. What is your x and what is your fx here, f prime x here. And come up with your answer. Proceed with your answer for the second iteration, second repeat calculation until you get a repeated answer, then you stop. So once you stop, you round off your roots to the 4 significant figure. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 4 significant figure. Here will be your answer. Alright, so for this question, some student will be doing color mistake, giving more significant or giving less significant in calculation. Our final answer is 4 significant figure, means that in calculation here, it will be accept 5 significant, 6 significant, but not 4 significant, not 7 and more significant. Only the final answer giving here is 4 significant. But calculation, you can extra 1 or extra maximum 2. You can't give more than that. So from here, we can accept your answer where -1.8052. If you take 5 significant figure, so or you take 6 significant figure. More than that, we will minus your mark, or your working here is not accurate actually. And then one more, student always forget to write the step here in fully step. So the first step you must write in full, how you substitute your x into the function. The second step you want to write in terms of f prime x, then it is okay. But you can't directly with the first step you write this step. So this one didn't show us how you substitute into your function and differential function. Alright, so that is number 1. Then when we come to number 2, so for question number 2, we notice that students like to do integration by part. So by how you can perform your integration by part? Integration by part is only applicable for 2 different functions, 2 types of function. So means you can denote your function as linear, polynomial, and then exponential and trigonometry. There are different types. So when we come to this trigo and trigo, means this is not integration by part. So if you directly use integration by part, so for these 6 marks, you won't get anything because you are in the wrong concept, a very long concept. So we come to this part. When you're having same function together, so either it can be substitution or either it can be formula. So if you didn't learn of this type of formula, you come to substitution. Most of the student will be stuck and differentiation. When you get u equals to cos or function equals to cos, the first concept you want to see is how you differentiate your things. So when you differentiate cos, you get positive sign, then the whole thing should be in the wrong way. So actually you can't get any correct marks here. So very sadly, so bear in mind you differentiate cos, you get negative sign. If you can't remember this, please refer back to the video in last section, in last semester, how we differentiate by using the diagram. You can memorize it more correctly. So we go for the method of formula first. So the first one is selecting your function, your basic, actually this is your basic, selecting your function and differentiate it to get negative sign. Then the second method you want to see is we want to make it to the pattern of the function in the power of n and the differential function is at the side here. So that's why you need to times you need to time negative, and at the same time you need to divide back the negative to make sure this value is still equivalent to each other. We didn't change the question, but we just get the pattern of at prime x here. Then only you start apply the formula of integration where the whole function power plus 1 over new power, and don't forget to plus your c to make sure everything here is in correct answer. After that, they say hence find your defined integral. So for the next step here, we just only want to see how you substitute upper limit and minus your lower limit, and finally to get your final answer. So when I come to the method of using substitution, so of course the first method we want to see here is how you pick your u and du dx, how you want to substitute your function in term of x to become in term of u. So this is substitute everything in term of u correctly. Then start to integrate power plus 1 over new power by factorize out the coefficient negative, and then lastly put back your u function as cos x here. Then after that, continue with the same method here. Then we go for the question B. So question B, most of the time students like to split up the area one part by one part. So actually in your area concept, whether the area involving here is one curve concept and two curve concept, it will be very important. So it's supposedly this answer by using two curve concept, where up the curve up here minus the curve below here. So therefore this will be your basic. So for other method I will still accept, but I not recommend you to learn in the way like that. So try to improve your method, improve your concept correctly. Alright, so when you come to this part, firstly area we need to see how you form out your formula. So your formula if found out wrongly, so everything will not accepted. Then only we can come to the situation. How do you want to integrate and get this integration correctly? Substitute your limits and get your final answer area. So one more we want to remind here is write your dx. Every time you forget to write your dx, you will minus your marks. So that will be a very careless mistake to lose your marks like that. Then for question B, volume also, people will be misunderstand that we are taking the same region. Actually, when you read the questions, the region that you need here is just fx and x-axis. So just fx and x-axis is a one curve concept in volume. So when you have having one curve concept in volume, this will be the formula. Bounded with x-axis, revolved by x-axis, so it will be fx squared dx. So formula come in correctly with the pi together, just one pi, not two pi's. Alright, so with the pi together, then only we can consider how you integrate, how you expand your quadratic here, and then integrate it correctly. After that, we want to see, you substitute your upper limit minus lower limit and final answer. So most of the time you'll be stuck at the first step and second step. When you start there, then the rest of the part of the answer will be can't get correctly. For this fraction, we can accept decimal, also can. So that's for question 2. Then when we come to question number 3, differential equation is given. And then what we need to show here is separated method. Show us separated method where x will be corrected back to the left hand side and dt correct to the right hand side. And show us integrate to solve this. So most of the time students forget to show the symbol of integration so that you want to get off of this dx. So that will be your first marks where you need to rearrange, show us separately, and then integrate this one and integrate left hand side and right hand side. After that, we're going to observe how you simplify it to the general solution. So many students will stop the answer at here. They didn't give the answer x in terms of t in general solution. So this is just a step that we reach until we get integration, but it's not yet the final answer that we want. So for differential equation, we need to simplify until general solution, then only we substitute value so that we can get the particular solution. So most of the time this step is missing, or this step is not doing correctly, so there will be affect us in the step for the following step here. Alright, so we can see here how we express this one x in terms of t. Means only x in the left hand side, because starting with dx dt means x in the left hand side, t at the right hand side. Alright, so where the power in plus means you have to multiply the indices e to the power of c. So this is how we simplify to get the unknown a here. And then lastly, you move your 30 to the right hand side. So this is the answer that we want. And then we start substitute value where x 80, t is 0 to get answer A. And another information here is substitute t 5 ln 2 and then x 55. Then simplify until you get k is 1 over 5. After that, only we substitute back into the general solution where this is A, this is K that you find, this is the particular solution that you need to show. Then for question B, we just need to see how you apply the information, substitute T30 to get answer. So this answer we can accept 30.1. But we can't accept the t because the t is not enough significant here. And then second question, substitute x equals to 45, find your t. So t here we accept only 6.02, substitute and simplify to the answer. For those remain, your answer is 5 ln 3 over 10. We consider it, you haven't simplified your answer. Or if you put your answer t equals to 6 minutes, also not correct. Why you need to round off your times into discrete quantity here. So minutes time is a continuous random variable. Actually it's a continuous quantity. You can remain your time is 6.02. So you can't make your time become 6 minutes. So it will become not enough significant figure. So we can't accept 6 minutes. Then for the questions number 4 in vector. So in vector questions, most of the students can do this. PO plus OQ, that is the concept that we want. Negative vector when you're having opposite direction, OP and PO, and answer in I minus 2K. So most of the students can calculate this this vector, but it didn't express back to I, J, K as the question required here. So you will lose your marks if you leave the answer in 1, 0, -2 in vector form. Alright, so whatever we want to answer, we need to follow the questions. Then for question B, most of the students will be misunderstood that the normal here is the normal that you want to find. Alright, so we go for one by one first. When you're given an equation of the plane, first step, you need to take out the information. The information about the normal is given. So N1, I didn't write it as N because N is the things that we want to find. So this is given one. So N1 as 1, 3, -1 vector. So here will be denoted clearly. It will be your basic read out from equation. What can you read out from the equation? That will be your basic knowledge. So read out your normal. Write out your normal. So whether this normal, is it your normal that you need? So obviously it's not in the same direction. You can see normal that you need is going up, but this normal from this plane is come up. So means that for the next concept, you need to find out how to get this normal that shoot up from this plane. So you need your cross product, finding your cross product to find your answer. Then only you can build out the equation of the plane using the correct normal here and the point, position of the point. So position of the point here, we can accept another answer which is using R. And finally, this is your equation of the plane. So my advice, when you're doing the equation of the plane, you try to illustrate up so that you can see the normal come up and the normal come up from here is different direction, then you know that that is not the normal that you want. So you can't simply just take plain normals to become your normals. Alright? Then question C, you want your acute angle between a vector and a plane. Actually, this question is similar concept with the line and the plane because line also have one vector within the line. So we can see in this question, what is the problem is student will be misunderstanding when you say acute angle. Most of the time, all take 180 and minus. So we come to the first method that we want. Like what I say, when you given a plane equation, so the firstly you must do is you write out your normal. So I already write out in my diagram. So this is the first mark. All you do one, you should write it like this. N1 given is 2, -3, -1. Here bring you 1 marks. So write out your information before you start to calculate anything. Alright, so this is the normal that you write out from the plane given. Then you start to calculate your angle. So actually your angle calculate here, that is alpha, not the data that you want, because it is not the angle that you want here. So your angle found is just angle between normal and a vector. It's not vector and the plane. So be careful of your symbol using here. Alright, so we still will go for your marks when you do your dot product. You want to do it separately also can. And then you do your magnitude, both magnitude correctly. So one is search 5, one is search 14 correctly. Then put in the angle formula. So to get this angle, this is not your final answer. Your final answer, you should take 90 degree and minus. Because your angle found is not angle between the line and plane. Your angle found is angle between normal and line. So you still have to find which is the angle between this line and the plane. Alright, so that will be your final answer. So that's all for this.